list of questions here that you guys have asked, so we're gonna start going through them one at a time and see if we can get some of your favorite coffee questions answered. All right, so first question, should I change what type of espresso I use based on the machine? Honestly, yeah, like if you have a lower quality machine, I would work with a more forgiving espresso. If you have a higher quality machine, I would work with something that you can pull and extract a little bit more out of. Not all machines are made equal. You can make good coffee off of all of them, but I think in order to get best success, you do kind of need to pair them together. Now, as far as what should you get, well, just gets too specific. So send me really specific ones on that. With the same espresso beans, can I make it both an Americano or a latte, or will it taste better with a different espresso for each? You can absolutely use the same coffee for both an Americano and a latte. That being said, some people like fruitier coffees. For instance, if I'm gonna have a fruitier espresso like our WBC or some of our competition blends, those aren't my favorite with milk. I like them on their own or as an Americano. But something like our Bell espresso or our house that has lots of those great kind of chocolate and caramel notes to them, I love a little bit of milk in them. To me, it's like the perfect indulgent, like adult hot chocolate, if you will. So for me, I definitely think you can pair them better if you have that kind of time, but you can absolutely make any drink with any espresso. Is it possible to make espresso without an espresso machine? No, it's really not. There's other machines that will kind of make a similar type beverage, if you will, like an AeroPress you could say, or like a mocha pot. But honestly, for a really good espresso, you do need an espresso machine. Why is an espresso serving so small? Why is a shot of tequila so small? It's just the way it goes, you know? We can only, the good things come in small packages is the best answer I have for you on that one. Can I make espresso with regular coffee beans? Absolutely. Espresso is just an extraction method. So that's like saying, can I make a French press with a single origin? Or can I make an AeroPress using a Kenyan? Absolutely. You can use any coffee in any brewing apparatus you want. We just find that certain coffees work better for certain types of extraction methods. So for instance, when it comes to cold brew or nitro, we don't use any coffee. We think certain coffees really lend themselves to that type of brewing process. Espresso is the exact same way. So the reason we have espresso blends is so that you can really kind of what we think is get the full package and get kind of the best experience with that extraction method. How do I pick the best beans for making espresso? One simple thing to start with is kind of like look at kind of the flavor descriptions on the packages. Do any of those flavors sound good to you? If the flavor descriptions and you look at them, you're like, oh, I don't want that in my coffee, then don't get that one. So that's the easiest way to start with. Should espresso taste sour? Espresso should absolutely not taste sour. Same thing when people come up to me and they talk about coffee, like, oh, I don't like coffee because I don't like things that are bitter. It's like, well, then you should just be drinking better coffee. Bad coffee is bitter. Good coffee is not bitter. So same with sour. Good coffee is not sour. Bad coffee is sour. There are certain coffees that lend themselves towards having more acidity, like Kenyans or geishas, and there are other coffees that lend having more body and earthiness, like a Sumatra or a darker roast. So you just gotta kind of find what you like out of that coffee and then make sure that you're extracting it properly as well.